Welcome on back, ladies and gentlemen, to episode 84 of the Top 5 PvP Battles. If you guys want to send in your own clips for the Top 5, you can send them to KristoferESO@hotmail.com. And starting us off today, we have got Lavallee bringing us a beautiful bomb on his Magicka Sorcerer, dropping the Destro ult, streaking into the group, stunning everyone, and right into the Pulsar. Of course, he's got that vicious death set on. And just like that, tons of AD players on the floor. But this is always the tricky part of a bomb when there's a few players left over. And Lavallee, having the second ultimate ready from killing so many players, drops another Destro ult. And the remaining yellow players hit the floor. One last guy here trying to escape. Lavallee says, hell no, he's a Nightblade trying to get in stealth. The AoE pulling him out. What a beautiful bomb. Now, for our next fight, we have got animation canceling in a duo with React Faster, and they end up running into a big red group just outside of this connecting door in the sewers, and React Faster actually dropping a huge ultimate on top of the group there, bringing quite a few red players down, and animation canceling went in with the jabs there. And they just continue to apply pressure to the red group as the red group's just kind of scrambling here, throwing a lot of healing power down too, but React Faster coming in with some big blast bones and animation canceling a huge Dawnbreaker there. Unfortunately, the red group putting a lot of healing power down now, and they are ready for it. They're going to make these guys work for the fight. And Annie just takes a little bit of a breather there, trying to get a little bit of resource back. And then right back on top of these guys with the jabs. React Faster is trying his best. It's hard to see him because he doesn't have the symbol over his head in the party here. But he's trying his best to just put damage into this group here. And Annie's trying his best to just keep these guys stunned and stop them from getting the reses just by continuing to apply pressure. But these red players trying to go for those reses. Really nice quick bash there, stopping the Templar. But again, so much healing power from this group. Even with that Dawnbreaker stun, Annie unable to capitalize on it, taking the counter stun himself. And they're going to have to wait for a nice huge combo, I think, with the double ultimate here. Annie finding himself a little lower on stamina and backing out. Going back in again with that jab pressure. The red players still trying to pick up the bodies here. They have been able, I think, to get a couple reses off. And there's the big smash from the Necromancer. Annie goes for the jabs. These guys have got the major vulnerability on them. So they're applying a lot of pressure here, trying to finish off more red players. And a couple more going down on the other side of the room. But look, there's still a swarm of them on top of Annie. He's dumping his Dawnbreaker too. Huge damage from the Necro there, I think, with the Blast Bones coming in. And Annie and both React trying to get the Executioners on this last, I think, 4 red players here. But these guys have got some healing power and some durability. They just keep applying the pressure, though. The red players finding themselves a little bit lower health here. Annie getting good damage with these jabs, just keeping them in kind of a dangerous position. And the red players are on the back foot here. They're just spending a lot of time healing each other. The werewolf there not really applying enough pressure to alleviate the damage from his healers there. And another player goes down, and now the firepower is in favor, I think, of Annie and React. They're just applying way too much pressure as that healer had gone down there. And one player trying to get a desperate res off there. And that's it. They're going to clean the group up. Not a ton of Telvar, but a great stop at the doorway. Now moving on to our next fight. We have got Rest on his Stamina Dragon Knight. And he's doing a little bit of a fight with a blue group outside of a keep here. And they have just recently flipped this keep. Now Rest has been harassing them for a bit. And he finally gets a good opportunity to get a good kill off on a player there as they're running to repair the door. And the rest of the blue come around the corner angry, dumping the ultimate and everything. Rest just going into his heals, quickly getting back into the tower here, and then engaging with the first player that follows him in. And this guy comes in alone. A nasty stun off that fossilized. Tons of dots ticking on this warden. He's trying desperately to heal himself, but Rest has applied a ton of pressure there. The other blue players coming around the corner, putting a lot of damage into Rest. I think that Sorc had glocked him really good with something. And Rest just drops off the edge there, goes for some big healing power. Really nice laggy stun there. And he gets back up into the tower. A little bit of a kite there just to break some distance with the blue players here. There's a lot of them that have followed him into this tower. So he's going to do his best to pick this group apart. Going right into his volatile armor there. He's got 100% armor pierce with this armor up. He's also putting out the extra dot of the armor, and it is just melting through this warden here. He cannot out-heal the damage. The execute coming down to finish that guy off. and Rest just breaking the stun there from the enemy Sorc, absorbing the frags as he just powers through the offensive combo of the Sorc at the end, finishing him with the cancel on the execute right into that rally heal, and Rest just goes for the outgun there on the Sorc to finish him off. Jumping down here on top of the enemy Sorc with the leap into the execute. Big damage on that guy. This guy here just trying to escape. Rest is not going to let anybody get away for free in this fight. And then moving on to this next player here, right into the Fossilized. He's not going to roll away from this. And the Executioner, another guy goes down. Now this guy is just sitting on his horse. Probably just a wrong place, wrong time. Rest showing no mercy to these poor blue players here. This guy comes riding by on the horse. Rest just right away putting damage into him. And the rest of the blue players here kind of afraid. Rest is just torn this entire group apart. The guy finally gets off his horse, but too little too late. Rest finishing him off to win that fight. Now, moving on to our next fight, we have got Kuroyuki ESO bringing us some Stamina Templar gameplay. And he's got a bunch of blue chasing him around the keep here. Right away going for a heavy dot up on this guy there into the Executioner. Lots of damage on that guy to bring him down. And Kuroyuki taking a lot of pressure himself, just going into his heals there. Goes for his Sword and Board ultimate, and then just some heavy attacks through the group, getting some resource back here. Really good strategic play, and then going for the jabs after he's in a safer position. And he's able to quickly peel out after things get pretty dangerous there with the blue group converging on him. And Kuroyuki just going for that kite, moving around inside the keep here. He's got some great movement speed on this build, and he's using his speed to just split the enemy group up, kind of based on their speed. The faster players are going to get to Kuroyuki sooner, so he's going to be able to have a little bit of a reprieve before the group jumps on top of them. And that's his plan here. Hopefully he can get a few kills. Just popping the Nightblade out of stealth there with the Caltrops on the ground. The blue players converging from behind as well. And Kuroyuki finding himself getting surrounded very quickly here. Throwing his healing circles down the Purge as well. The Caltrops. Kuroyuki going for that huge Glory Dawnbreaker into the jabs. Beautiful Executioner cancel. And he manages to take one blue player down there, not trying to stick out any extra Executioners there, even though the players are fairly low HP. Kuroyuki definitely knows how dangerous it is with the amount of damage coming in. There he gets a great bash on that player, going for the res, catching him with his guard down into the Executioner. And Kuroyuki getting that shield ultimate up, throwing all his circles down, going for that heavy attack around the corner, and a big jabs following it. And the Executioner, another blue player going down. And now Kuroyuki has really turned this fight. He was able to get some really nice bursts there, going from big jab pressure on that guy. He just rolls off the side of the edge. He's going to die from that fall, and Kuroyuki just applying pressure to this enemy player here. But the enemy player's got some nasty dots on him, and Kuroyuki responds well with the kite around the corner into a bit of healing, dumping the Dawnbreaker on that Necro. Unfortunately, that guy's got some mad healing power himself. And Kuroyuki doesn't have the opportunity to stick that combo out. And here comes another player just casting those heavy attacks. Kuroyuki also taking a stun from a Nightblade across the other side of the castle there. But he really likes this spot. He's committed to the kite inside here, getting good damage on that enemy player, and finding himself lower on stamina. Kuroyuki just going for those heavy attacks. And he's slowly starting to get more surrounded by the blue group. Going for that shield ultimate into the jabs. A lot of aggression here. Catching one of the players off guard there. Into the execute. Finishing him off. And then down go more Caltrops. Kuroyuki is definitely looking like he can hold this spot here. The werewolf throwing down some nasty dots. And the healing debuffs as well. And Kuroyuki just goes for a little bit of a kite, but he does want to stay in this spot. He's got a good movement on this build. Honestly, he's got enough speed that he can really use the inside of this keep well. Really dangerous, going for that kill, getting into the Sword and Board ult just in time, purging off the dot after the bow ult. And Kuroyuki right away wants to get the revenge on that Nightblade. Huge amount of dots right away from the gank out of stealth. Kuroyuki just very quick with that purge. He's looking for this Nightblade, hits him with the Javelin, going for the jabs there. The Dawnbreaker's coming up, this Nightblade in a very dangerous position. Kuroyuki just keeping up the pressure on this guy. The Nightblade again coming out of stealth here with the dots. Kuroyuki had the Vigor up already, and then into the jabs to finish off the last player there. What a fight. And for our last fight today, we have got Meaxy on the Stamina Sorcerer. and he is hitting the back end of a blue siege on this keep here, quickly finishing off the first player he runs into, and then right away moving on to this guy on siege, and this guy's just standing there getting huge heals thrown to him from some friendly players. Meaxy's just hammering down with the dizzy swings. The enemy player still just not really responding. He's very bulky as well. He definitely should have healed himself or something. Meaxy just tearing through him there. And now he's got the attention of the blues on the siege line. He gets a good dizzy swing on that guy there, getting the off balance as well. But the enemy player just porting away with streak. And Meaxy switching targets, getting great dizzy swing pressure into that guy, trying to get the res off. And he finishes him off with the executioner. And then a good streak through the group there. He's pretty low stamina there. I love the direction change into the dark deal as he jumps in the air, just maintaining a little bit more movement. And of course, getting that resource back, the direction change, kiting a little bit, getting a good bash there, but a lot of pressure. He just got hit super hard from, I think it was an enemy Nightblade in the back. There we see the enemy sniper. And Meaxy right away looks at this sniper. He's going to take this guy out as soon as possible, getting him with a good dizzy swing, catching him with that heavy attack for the off balance just at the edge of his range there, and then finishing him with the Dawnbreaker. And then Meaxy just stopping the res from that blue player there. Another enemy player jumping on top from the other side here. Meaxy's just going to right away streak over there, go for the dizzy swings. This guy stopping his own res actually in time, but Meaxy still getting a good dizzy swing off balance combo. The blue player reacting well into his heals there. And Meaxy is going to have a tough time in this fight. He's taking arrows as well as he continues to do his best to keep these bodies down. A big dizzy swing Dawnbreaker combo. The execute comes down and another blue player goes down. The enemy Dragonite responding with the leap. Meaxy applying a ton of pressure, just tanking out that bow ultimate as well, and then going into his surge to get the healing power to deal with that. And he moves on to the next player there, catches him with the nasty off-balance stun off the dizzy swing. One of the blue players managed to get a res there. Meaxy dumps the Dawnbreaker, unfortunately hitting nobody with that. Right away, just hammering the guy going for that res. And Meaxy is not going to let these blue get away with it. He starts working on the next player here. The dizzy swings into the execute. And everybody here is just low HP. They are out of juice. And Meaxy has won this fight. Holy man. He kind of just took that with no terrain at all. Just showing off the movement on the Stamina Sorcerer. Really nice stuff. And of course, for our bonus clip, we have got Izlek on his Necromancer tank, showing us just what a tank can do in PvP. A huge thank you and a massive shout out to everybody who sent those clips in. Of course, if you guys want to check out any of the content creators featured, we've got links to them down in the description below. And as always, if you want to send in your own clips, send them to KristoferESO@hotmail.com. Check out my website for written guides to all my builds and a hub for all my content. Twitch, if you guys want to catch some live gameplay, and give me a follow on Twitter if you guys want to keep up to date with my shenanigans. We are sponsored by What the Fast. They're a VPN for gamers. They can give you better ping to your favorite games, and they are free to try for the first month. No credit card to sign up. Link down below for you guys. And then last but certainly not least, a huge thank you and a massive shout out to all of my patrons on Patreon. Without you guys, I wouldn't be able to do this. So thank you everybody for supporting. Thank you everybody for tuning in and watching. Hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.